How's it going, guys? Hope everybody's all doing well. In today's video, we're going to be in the heavyweight division talking about Agit Kabayel's next fight against Damian Knyba, which is taking place in Germany on the 10th of January. So, Kabayel, we haven't seen him since he stopped Zhilei Zhang with that body shot or body attack in the 6th round, and what was a pretty impressive performance. So, his next opponent, Damian Knyba, pretty unknown. He's a Polish heavyweight, signed to Top Rank. Um, and, it's an interesting stylistic matchup, this fight, because you got the much taller fighter in Kanyba. I believe he's 6'7" with an 86-inch reach. So a very tall man, and that is going to present an interesting challenge for the shorter man in Kabayel. Now, we know Kabayel's a very good body puncher, so I expect to see that on display in this fight against a much taller man. So, like I say, Kanyba, this is a big step up for him. It's a big opportunity for him. He gets to face someone in the top 5 in the heavyweight division. So, a big opportunity for himself to be on the world stage. If he wins this fight, obviously, big upset, and he's now in title contention. If he loses and puts in a decent performance, I'm sure his stock will still rise because, like I say, he's a pretty unknown guy, although he is signed to Top Rank and undefeated with a record of 17-0 with 11 KOs. He's the younger of the two guys. He's 29 years old, but like I say, hasn't faced any top competition. I did see, I believe it was his last fight against Joey Dawejko, who's a pretty well-known journeyman, very short for a heavyweight. So Kabayel, taller than Joey. I think Joey's about 5'10". Kabayel 6'3", but at least for Kanyba, it was a decent sort of preparation fight for a guy like Kabayel, facing a shorter heavyweight. But Joey, not obviously on near the same level as a guy like Kabayel. And in that fight, Kanyba, like I say, that I haven't seen too many fights of his. I've seen him against Shaw. I've seen him against Dawejko. He's decent. He can box a little bit. Like I say, very tall man. He can move a little bit. Decent jab, decent hand speed, but doesn't look like the biggest of punches. He has 11 KOs in his 17 wins. I mean, any heavyweight or anybody over 200 pounds, you can't say they can't punch. So that's certainly not the case with Kanyba. He has decent punching power, but not a monstrous puncher. So in this fight, obviously I expect Kanyba to come out and try and box and use his height and reach, try and keep Kabayel on the outside, keep him on the end of his punches, and I'm sure we'll see Kabayel look to cut the ring down, look to try and get to Kanyba's body, try and put him on the ropes, and like I say, work his body and look to stop him. So in this fight, I would advise Kanyba to try and tie up Kabayel when Kabayel gets past his jab or gets on the inside. Try and tie Kabayel up as much as you can. Lean on him, tie him up, and get the fight back to range. Try and use your movement and use your jab. But ultimately, like I say, I don't think Kanyba is going to have quite enough power to probably keep Kabayel on the outside. I do think Kabayel will be able to push forwards behind that high guard, cut the ring down, and get on the inside. And ultimately, I would expect Kabayel to stop Kanyba probably in the second half of the fight, probably around between round 6 and 10 or something like that. But if he can stop Kanyba earlier than that, within the first half of the fight, I would say that's a pretty impressive performance, because it's not going to be easy getting past the reach that Kanyba has. And like I say, he has decent legs. He can move a little bit. So he's not going to be the easiest of guys to face. But it is obviously a good preparation sort of fight for Kabayel to face these other giants in the heavyweight division. However, if he does win this fight, I mean, he may get a title shot against Usyk, and then this is not really a great preparation fight for a guy like Usyk. But nonetheless, there's a lot of big, tall guys in the heavyweight division, and Kabayel's on the shorter side, so this is a good preparation fight for those sorts of opponents, facing a taller guy that hasn't really got great punching power. But yeah, nice stylistic clash. You got the taller boxer versus the shorter, sort of technical pressure fighter. I think it's a decent fight. Would have liked to have seen Kabayel versus Dubois or one of these other sort of top 10, 15 guys. But nonetheless, this is the next fight for Kabayel. So, yeah, guys, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this fight. Um, I'm sure everybody will probably be picking Kabayel, but how do you see it going? Do you think he can stop him early, or do you think, it's going to be harder than I'm expecting? Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section below. Thanks for listening. Talk to you guys again soon. Cheers.